coming soon. Come watch the rabbit, let's watch the rabbit, bringing entertainment to me and you. Come watch the rabbit, let's watch the rabbit, it's not hard to do. Get ready because the stream is starting now.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another JRabbit87 stream. I am your host, JRabbit87, and over there,
Other side.
there, is my hashtag wonderful wife, Firebird Ken, who will not be with us for the entire stream, but is here right now. Boop, boop. Oh, I hope everybody's having a good day today, and I hope you guys are ready for some wrestling action. Of course, before we get into that, we've got our commands to get through, so we'll just go through those real quick and do the long versions at the end of the stream. As always, we are sponsored by our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. We, of course, also want to say a huge thank you to everyone who joins me today. Discord, of course. If you would like to join our Discord, there's a link right there. And I'm just going to copy that real quick so I have it for later on. Some more places that you can find us, and links to those places are now being put into the chat. And of course, last but certainly not least, are ways to help support the stream if you would like to do so. But as we always say, nothing is ever required, but everything is very much appreciated. Tonight, it's back to the wrestling action. It is number one contender night, with a couple of exceptions. We will not be getting a number one contendership match for the Pure Honor Championship, and we will not be getting a number one contendership match for the brand new Women's United States Championship. Why? You ask, why? Well, last RWF, we had a whole bunch of battle royals. One was to crown the first ever Women's United States champion. The others were to determine who was going to be entering into the Elimination Chamber matches. That's right. Both the Pure Honor and the Women's United States Championships will be defended inside the Elimination Chamber. And just in case you missed it, that means that Terry Funk will be defending the Pure Honor Championship inside the Men's Elimination Chamber match against former RWF Men's Tag Team Champion, as well as former RWF Pure Honor Champion himself, The Miz, former Heavyweight Champion CM Punk, the former Men's Tag Team Champion, the Nigerian Giant Omos, former Men's Tag Team Champion Razor Ramon, and former United States Champion Booker T. Meanwhile, Scarlett, the brand new and first ever RWF Women's United States Champion, will defend her title inside Elimination Chamber against the former two-time Women's World Champion Chyna, the former two-time Women's European Champion Rhea Ripley, the former Women's Tag Team Champion Cora Jade, the former Women's Tag Team Champion Io Sky, and of course the woman who's never held any title here in RWF but has come close, Jade Cargill. Also, whoever the anonymous general manager is, they better be shaking in their boots. Because Asuka is not happy. Why do you think Asuka's not happy, babe?
Because she lost?
No.
I don't know.
Well, you see, Asuka, she is the first woman in RWF history and only woman in history to hold the RWF Women's World and Women's Tag Team Championships at the same time. She is also one of several women who only needed one other title to be the very first ever Women's Grand Slam champion. But now, thanks to our anonymous general manager, she is 2 titles away from becoming the first ever Women's Grand Slam champion.
Fair.
Because now, not only does she has to get the Women's European Championship, but now she has to get the Women's United States Championship. Now, we don't have any kind of match or anything tonight for Asuka, or at least not for Asuka involving the anonymous general manager, but it is something that I wanted to bring up to everybody, that she is definitely not happy. Now, with all of that said, it is time to get on to what is going to happen tonight. We do have 10 action-packed matches, and we're starting things off strong with a 5-woman Falls Count Anywhere elimination match featuring all of the current champions. Yes, it's RWF Women's Championship Showcase to find out who the champion among champions is, who gets the bragging rights, and of course for us all to see Scarlett with that brand new title. This match starts next.
The following contest is an elimination match. Making her way to the ring, representing the Acolytes. From New Orleans, Louisiana, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Rose Holland.
And here she comes fresh off of her victory. Her Laura Holland's victory, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions. And to vote for her, you have to put Tag Team 1. And here she comes. She lasted. She beat it. She beat 7 other women in an over-the-top rope battle royal to be crowned the inaugural, the first ever RWF Women's United States Champion.
It's Chelsea Green.
And from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, the Women's European Champion, Chelsea Green.
Okay, but can we just talk about Chelsea Green for a second? If she successfully defends her title at Elimination Chamber, she will have been Women's European Champion for one entire consecutive year.
And from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, the Women's World Champion, Natalia.
And of course, Natalia able to continue to be Women's World Champion, 2-time champion in her own right.
And representing the Acolytes from New Orleans, Louisiana, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Laura Holland.
And here comes the other half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Laura Holland. It's no secret we have seen a tag team competitor walk out as champion among champions in the past. We'll see if it happens again here tonight. And this match is underway. These 5 women will compete here tonight. Now, this is a no disqualification, no rope break, no ring count out kind of match. Falls count anywhere. You can win by pinfall, submission, or knockout. When you are, when you do get either knocked out, tap out, or get pinned, you are eliminated from the match and must make your way to the back. The last woman standing will win, and they will win the title of champion among champions. It is just a bragging rights type situation. You don't really get anything extra for it, other than the ability to say that you won a match featuring all the other champions. Also, betting is up, so if you have not gotten your votes in, feel free to do so now before the eliminations start. Two counts all over the place as each of these women try to be the one that gets that first elimination. So far, no eliminations. and the Women's European Champion, Chelsea Green, is the first one eliminated from this match. One half of the tag team champions, Laura Holland. Immediately followed by the women's world champion, Natalia. We are now down to 2. We're down to one half of the women's tag team champions, Rose Holland, and the Women's United States Champion, Scarlett. And there it is.
Here is your winner, Rose Holland.
And once again, the champion among champions comes down to a tag team champion, Rose Holland of the Acolytes. Rose Holland of the Acolytes getting the first victory to kind of set things in motion tonight. And coming up next is our first over the top rope battle royal. It is an 8-man over the top rope battle royal to determine the new number 1 contendership spot for the RWF Intercontinental Championship. Yes, this is an 8-man over the top rope battle, and whoever wins will go on to challenge Umaga for the Intercontinental Championship. And of course, who better to start things off than the guy who's going to make this a fight night?
From Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 241 pounds, LA Knight.
And coming in second is the megastar L.A. Knight.
Yeah!
And from South Tyrol, Italy, weighing in at 220 pounds, Giovanni Vinci.
Once a member of Imperium, he has now branched out on his own. But since branching out on his own, he has yet to quite capture any big wins. Looking to change that here tonight.
And representing the Martyrs from Florida, weighing in at 170 pounds, Dr.
And yes, here comes one half of the Martyrs, the slithery snake himself, Dr. Naha, looking to cure RWF one victim at a time.
It's a new day, yes it is.
And representing the New Day from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 205 pounds, Xavier Woods.
Former Intercontinental Champion looking to recapture the gold, taking that first step toward doing that here tonight. as the nasty one makes his way to the ring representing Alpha Academy here tonight. We'll see if he has what it takes to get the job done.
Representing the LWO from Jalisco, Mexico, weighing in at 165 pounds,
Former RWF United States champion, looking to add another bit of gold to his repertoire. We'll see if he can take the first step to do that here tonight. And the last competitor makes his way to the ring. Betting has started. Will the Mad Russian get the job done? Cast your votes now, because one of these 8 men is going on to Elimination Chamber to face the Samoan Bulldozer, Umaga. Yes, one of these men will go on to Elimination Chamber. Not the actual Elimination Chamber match, as I've already talked about those 2 matches happening. But they will go on to the actual big event, Elimination Chamber, to face the Samoan Bulldozer, Umaga, for the RWF Intercontinental Championship. Dragunov, the first one eliminated from this match. No victory for either of the Dragons here tonight as Dragon Lee has been eliminated. Each man trying to do as much damage as he can so that way he can get the other one over the top rope and make both feet hit the floor. Dr. Naha is out of here. The Celtic Warrior is now gone. We are down to 4. Like that, Giovanni Vinci is gone. We are now down to 3. Akira Tozawa, Xavier Woods, and L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
And with Xavier Woods' elimination, we are now down to 2. Will it be Tozawa? Will it be Knight? Only one man can win. And there it is.
Here is your winner, Akira Tozawa.
And perhaps the biggest upset, the biggest surprise that we're ever going to see. Akira Tozawa walks away as #1 contender to the Intercontinental Championship. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on my notes. Well, coming up next is an 8-woman over the top rope battle royal to determine the new number one contender for the Women's European Championship. It's coming up next.
The following contest is an 8-woman battle royal. Making her way to the ring from Dublin, Ireland, the Fan, Becky Lynch.
And, well, would you believe it? Former RWF Women's World Champion, the man Becky Lynch, starts off this battle royal. Of course, whoever wins will go to face Chelsea Green for the Women's European Championship, a title Becky Lynch has not held as of yet.
And from Wellington, New Zealand,
And here comes Blair Davenport, a woman that we have seen in many of these 8-woman over-the-top rope battle royals, but a woman who has also never been able to actually win one of these 8 women over-the-top rope battle royals. Will tonight be different? We're gonna find out. And here comes the wife of The Miz, Maurice.
Representing Chase U from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania,
Thea Hill spoke with us earlier tonight, and she says that tonight she's not only representing Chase U, but she is going to win this for herself and prove to everybody that she's not just chasing, she's winning.
from Recluse, Wyoming, Cindy.
Former Rabbit Rumble winner Cindy making her way. Of course, if you don't know, she has based her gimmick off of Chica from Five Nights at Freddy's, and more specifically, the Chica from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
From Palatka, Florida, Michelle.
And as Michelle McCool makes her way to the ring, a WWE Hall of Famer, the wife of The Undertaker, you know that she's come here to make her claim to fame.
From Orlando, Florida, Naomi.
And Naomi here to make things glow. When we first had RWF, Naomi was one of the proud competitors. Unfortunately, when we closed our doors and reopened them, Naomi was unfortunately not a part of our roster until a little later on, after Rabbit Mania, when she decided to grace the stages of RWF once again.
And their opponent from San Fernando, Chile, Stephanie Vaquer.
And as Stephanie Vaquer makes her entrance, betting has opened. Will this be Vaquer's night to shine bright? Well, only time will tell. Get your votes in now, because one of these 8 women will go on to Elimination Chamber to face Chelsea Green for the RWF Women's European Championship. Dagnabbit, Tozawa stole my W. Also AO. Welcome in, Bruda. Welcome in. Yes, so far you have missed Rose Holland defeating the 4 other women's champions in a 5-woman falls count anywhere match, elimination style. You have also missed the 8-man over the top rope battle royal for the number 1 contendership for the intercontinental spot, which was won by Akira Tozawa. And now we are currently doing the 8-woman over the top rope battle royal for the number 1 contendership to the Women's European Championship. And I do believe my wife is trying to get my attention as she pulls off my headphones.
I was also gonna say hello, but also you missed the wife going, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Whenever you're ready to.
Fair, glad I didn't miss too much saying.
Good night.
Alright. My wife is going to bed, so I'm going to go mic mute. Enjoy this match for a little bit while I go finish up the vlog with her. Hello, he says. And I'm sure he's about to say goodnight as well. I'm back, and good night, you. Well, Maurice is out. Of course she is. All right, it looks like I'm back, and we are what? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Thea Hale, Blair Davenport, Cindy, Becky Lynch, and Michelle McCool. And now Thea Hale, unfortunately, will continue chasing as she is eliminated. You also mentioned or missed me talking about how although we're not having a match involving Asuka tonight, Asuka has made it very known that she wants it known that she is extremely mad at the anonymous general manager.
A competitor has been eliminated.
There goes Cindy. Can you guess why Asuka is mad at the general manager? The anonymous general manager is not ready for Asuka regardless. Fair. So she is mad because now there is another championship that she has to, I assume it's because she's not in this. Actually, it's because there's another championship. When all she needed was to win the Women's European Championship to become the first ever Grand Slam Women's Champion. Now she has to not only win the Women's European Championship, but she has to win the Women's United States Championship to gain that title of Grand Slam Champion. Asuka's eternal race to the Grand Slam accolade. Exactly. Now that just doesn't deserve any exactly. That deserves an exactly. El Gringo cameo. Oh yeah.
Michelle McCool has been eliminated.
And there it is.
Here is your winner, Blair Davenport.
Well, the woman who never wins these Battle Royals finally has won a Battle Royal. I'm okay with this. WWE did her dirty. RWO fixed it. That tends to be what happens around here. I mean, think about it. How many others have we done that with? Like, how many others has WWE like either given up on or like not done well? And then they turn like Corey Jade and Meechin. They both have been treated kind of dirty, but yet here in RWF, they're both former tag team champions. All right. Well, coming up next, RWF fixes WWE mistakes. WWE steals RWF stories. Right. Well, coming up next, we have the men's Fatal 4-Way Tornado Tag Team match to determine the number one contenders to the men's Tag Team Championships. Now, two of the teams we already know from our last big event. We know that A-Town Down Under, as well as the Wolfpack, are two of the four teams, but we do not know who the other two teams are. Apparently, they have been handpicked by the anonymous general manager. We'll find out who not only is in the match, but who is going to be the next number one contenders for the tag team titles coming up next.
A-Town.
The following contest is a fatal four-way tag team match. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 426 pounds, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, A-Town Down Under.
And here they come, A-Town Down Under. They won this match at our last big events, which of course was Toronto Throwdown, when they successfully defeated the Spitfire Warriors in a Falls Count Anywhere Tornado Tag Team match.
And their opponents, first at a combined weight of 535 pounds, Jose and Dwayne, the Wolfpack.
These two would end up competing in a fatal four-way match very much like this one that's about to happen, to earn the opportunity to be in this match against three other teams. Making their debut at the big event Toronto Throwdown.
Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 400 pounds, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, DIY.
Bo Ketchup Crew rise up as the original Tomato Chomper and Johnny Garlic make their way to the ring. Yes, DIY. It looks like they're getting a chance. We'll see if they can capitalize on that chance. One's a former heavyweight champion, one's a former intercontinental champion.
Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters.
And their opponents at a combined weight of 482 pounds, Shawn Michaels and Triple H, D-Generation X.
Well, we knew that these two had reformed D-Generation X. Despite that, we haven't actually seen them as a tag team much here in RWF. So interesting to see that perhaps one of the most controversial and most beloved tag teams of the Attitude Era makes their way to the ring as the final competitors in this #1 contendership match. And of course, I just have to talk a small bit about just how much created content is in this match. First and foremost, the Wolfpack, of course, both are created characters created by me, fully by me. Then you have both of the outfits that DIY are currently wearing are outfits that I created with help from our Bruda Kung Fu Cobra. And then, of course, not only did I create D-Generation X on this game, yes, that's correct, they were not already a tag team on this game, but the entire outfit that Triple H is wearing is also created by me, so that way he would have a D-Generation X outfit. Rabit makes the best outfits. Take notes, WWE. And of course, I also kind of wonder, you think Tommaso Ciampa is even going to be in 2K26? Because you know those games tend to be like severely outdated when they first come out. And I know Tommaso just got released not too long ago. So I just kind of wonder if he's actually going to be on the game or not. I really hope he's in it, right? Remember, there are no disqualifications, no ring countouts, no rope breaks. You can win via pinfall, submission, or knockouts, and that can of course happen anywhere. You know, in all honesty, even though I voted for the Wolfpack, I really hope either DIY or D-Generation X wins this. Fair, although I'm hoping for DIY just a little more. Double fair. Legitimately, DIY, D-Generation X, Wolfpack, A-Town Down Under. That's the order of how much, like, who I want to win the most and who I don't. All these close calls here.
Here are your winners, Jose and Dwayne, the Wolfpack.
And there you have it. Just like they did at Toronto Throwdown, the Wolfpack comes out victorious. Again, not exactly the big, like the team I really wanted to win, but I am okay with this. I approve as they are Rabbit creations. Fair. Well, coming up next, we have a grudge match. It seems while it seems that when Kevin Owens lost last episode, he didn't quite take his loss very well. And apparently, he went backstage and started trashing the locker room. And apparently, he ran into Pretty Deadly. And, well, one thing led to another. And after a bunch of security was able to get the 3-on-1 assault that occurred to be apart, the anonymous general manager made it official for tonight. Kevin Owens versus Kit Wilson. 1v1 with the rest of Pretty Deadly banned from ringside. Be right back. Okay, Bruda.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Marine Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 266 pounds, Kevin Owens.
And here he goes, the man who started all this by wrecking the locker room and getting into a brawl with all three members of Pretty Deadly. Kit Wilson was selected as the member of Pretty Deadly to face Kevin Owens tonight. The rest of Pretty Deadly is banned from ringside. A little bit of revenge, so to speak, for Kevin Owens' attitude. And it looks like this crowd is out for blood as they begin this match by chanting, "Kill Owens, kill." Back and forth action between these men. Kevin Owens wants nothing more than to just fight everybody. His attitude was sour after he lost that 8-man over the top rope battle royal, meaning that he will not be going to the Elimination Chamber. He says that it's been way too long since he has held any titles here in RWF, and he is tired of waiting. He is tired of everything. He's tired of anonymous general managers. He's tired of non-anonymous general managers. He's just tired, and he is going to fight his way until he gets what he wants. And Kit Wilson surprisingly holding his own here against Kevin Owens. You also got to remember that Kevin Owens is a former RWF Men's Tag Team Champion, as well as a former and the first ever Men's Heavyweight Champion. Big code breaker into the cover, but it's not enough. Big stunner by Kevin Owens into the cover. And a kick out of 2. Stunner into the cover. And that's it.
Here is your winner, Candice
And Kevin Owens defeats Kit Wilson on this night. But you know that this victory isn't going to make him happy. We'll find out more in Kevin Owens' future, in the future. For now, we move on to our next Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match to determine the new number one contenders to the RWF Women's Tag Team Championships. Every single one of these tag teams, were all picked by the Wheel of Rabit.
The following contest is a fatal four-way tag team match. Introducing first, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, The Way.
Well, Candice's husband had a chance at tag team number one contendership. Unfortunately, he did not win. Will Candice have different luck here tonight as she teams up with Indy Hartwell? We'll see if they have the way to a victory tonight.
And their opponents, first, Carmella and Tiffany Stratton, Pretty Mean Sisters.
Here we go. Former three-time women's tag team champions, the only women to actually hold the titles on three separate occasions. Carmella and Tiffany Stratton, the Pretty Mean Sisters. Alba Fire has certainly found herself in a lot of number one contender and title opportunities here recently, and she has been unable to capitalize. Can tonight be different? Can her and Isla Dawn capture the number one contendership spots for the tag team titles? And this time them go on to win the tag team titles.
And their opponents, the team of Shotzi and Knox.
And here we go, former RWF Women's Tag Team Champions and perhaps the most popular tag team in RWF today, the team of Shocks, collectively, or the team of Tegan Knox and Shotzi, collectively known as Shocks. And as they make their way to the ring, get your bets in now, because one of these four teams will go on to face the Acolytes for the RWF Women's Tag Team Championships. And just take a look at all the competitors in the ring here. You have two teams that have never won the tag team titles, and two teams that know what it means to hold those tag team titles because they have held those tag team titles. And of course, Pretty Mean Sisters have not only held those tag team titles, but have held them on 3 separate occasions. The most of any women tag team there is in history of RWF. But let's also think about just what I said earlier about Alba Fire. She wins the number 1 contendership for the Women's World Championship. She goes on to Toronto Throwdown, and she loses. Then she is in the 8-woman over-the-top rope battle royal to crown the very first ever Women's United States Championship, which again, she loses. And now she finds herself here in this number 1 contendership spot to see who goes on to fight the Women's Tag Team Champions for the Women's Tag Team titles. Just like before, this match has no disqualifications, no ring countouts, no rope breaks. The match only ends via pinfall, submission, or knockout, and of course, those can happen anywhere in this arena. And that's it.
Here are your winners, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, The Way.
And the Way has indeed found the way to victory here tonight. You know what I just realized? I haven't been marking down anything. Well, the Way, in honestly surprising fashion, wins the number one contendership to the Women's Tag Team Championships. I am definitely not sad about this. I really was wanting, honestly, I was wanting them to win so we could have some fresh faces. Feels like we're always using the same same people, which I'm also not sad about, but you know. And speaking of that, we're about to find out who a Grande Americano will have his first official title defense against. Because coming up next is the 8-man over the top rope battle royal to determine the new number one contender for the RWF United States Championship.
How dare you try to go against the glorious hun? I slaughter you, son, it's over, the story is done. You could be number two, but I'm second to none. You forgot Queen B's the notorious one.
Baby, 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 baby. I'm the creme de la creme, so you can never blame me. See, I'm more than a lady. I'm more than a lover, more than an affair. Please try and understand that.
This man made his debut a long while back. Hasn't really done much since. We'll see if he can make his name known here tonight.
From Ecatepec, Mexico, weighing in at 87 kilos, Penta!
He says that he wants to win this here tonight because El Grande Americano is an insult to all luchadors. And he wants to take the United States title away from Hero because he has zero fear of El Grande Americano.
Representing Chase University from Adelaide, Australia, weighing in at 253 pounds, Tussle.
Althea Hale was unable to win her number one contendership spot, but now it's Duke Hudson's turn to try to prove that he's not just going to chase anymore, he's going to win.
Representing the Motor City Machine Guns from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 215 pounds, Alex Shelley.
Normally a tag team competitor, but tonight he is looking for singles gold, or at least the first step towards singles gold.
From Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 214 pounds, Oligo Ethan Page.
Former RWF Pure Honor champion, All Ego Ethan Page, and of course the only thing he's ever talked about is not only how he has beaten Bray Wyatt for that title, but that he did just exactly that. Sami Zayn looking one more time to reach the mountaintop. But he's got to take that first step towards the climb. Can he do it? He is, of course, a former men's tag team champion, but he has yet to get the job done when it comes to becoming a singles champion. And here he is. This is perhaps the biggest surprise of the night. The currently one half of the men's tag team champions. But here's the biggest thing. If he wins and he goes on to defeat El Grande Americano for the United States title, Bray Wyatt will make history by becoming the first man in RWF history to become a Grand Slam champion. Yes, that also means that he would also have to compete twice and also be able to possibly make history at being the first man to hold the tag team and United States titles at the same time. And only male to do so, hold two titles at the same time.
Y'all know what time it is. This the part where we crank it up. Let's crank it up. Now here we go. People over there, what's up? You feel me? Stand up and say what's up. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? You can get with this or you can get with that. You better get with this, cause this is where it's at. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? See, I be skipping and jumping, leaving the competition. I make them disappear like your favorite magician. And I ride it till the wheel fall off. I bounce back to back till they necks get soft. Most of the time you see me, I'm being simple. Give me the times, I'll be busting them up like a pimple. Stating my claim to fame. To be one of the baddest young brothers step foot in this game. And I haven't even started yet. You can better believe I take it off the show shot bet. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Alright, betting is open. One of these 8 men will go on to face El Grande Americano for the RWF United States Championship at Elimination Chamber. And R-Truth is the first one eliminated. Looks like he'll be wrapping his way to the back. And there goes the man without fear. Penta is out of here. And this is not a good day to be from Chase U as Duke Hudson is eliminated. Fair, thank you, and yay the way.
Ethan Page has been eliminated.
Well, this is going to be a blow to the ego of Ethan Page. He's been eliminated. We're down to 4.
Sami Zayn has been eliminated.
And there goes Sami Zayn. Just like that, we're down to 3.
Bray Wyatt has been eliminated.
And it looks like the Grand Slam Championship stays out of Bray Wyatt's grasp for now, as we are now down to 2.
Here is your winner, the Captain, Jalen Bronson.
And a statement made here tonight. #1 contendership spot earned. Name perhaps beginning to be known. And let me just I actually love that he won. Fair. Well, coming up next is the 8-woman over-the-top rope battle royal to determine the new #1 contender for the RWF Women's World Championship. Coming up next.
making her way to the ring from the Philippines, Kaden Carter!
And Kaden Carter, a former RWF Women's Tag Team Champion in her own right, starts this Battle Royal off. Of course, one of these 8 women will go on to face Natalia for the Women's World Championship.
Representing Absolution from Dallas, Texas, Tatum Paxley.
Tatum Paxley looking to make an impact here tonight. Can she do it?
I'm on my own against the wall.
From Knoxville, Tennessee,
They hear me
Bianca
better than before.
She said that, her friend has a chance at a gold. She wants a chance at gold. So she is entered into this battle royal where she says that she's going to prove that she is the EST of RWF.
against the wall. The pressure's building, but no, I will never fall. Instead of they hear me.
and from Tokyo, Japan, Julia.
Another woman that we have seen in a few of these battle royals, she is unable to get the job done. We'll see if, much like how Blair Davenport did earlier, if she can defy the odds here tonight.
And from San Jose, California, Bailey.
The role model has arrived. Former RWF Women's European Champion in her own right. Says she's going to win this for all of her fans here tonight.
And from the Queen City, Charlotte Flair.
Well, Charlotte Flair spoke with us earlier and she said that it's about time that she reminds everyone why she is the queen. She is a former RWF Women's Tag Team Champion, but she has not been able to get the job done when it comes to singles gold. She says that that's all going to change here tonight. She makes everyone bow down.
And from Chelsea, Michigan,
An interesting pick from our anonymous general manager here tonight. Fallon Henley hasn't really been able to get any title. We'll see if she can change that here tonight.
and their opponent from Atlanta, Georgia, Gigi Dolan.
And as Gigi Dolan makes her way to the ring, betting has started. Feel free to go ahead and cast your votes now, because one of these 8 women will go on to the Elimination Chamber to face Natalia for the RWF Women's World Championship. Now, keep in mind, just as I said earlier, I said that one of these women will go on to Elimination Chamber. I do mean that they're going to go on to the RWF Big Event Elimination Chamber. They will not, I repeat, will not be competing in the actual Elimination Chamber match. No, the women that will be competing in the Elimination Chamber match are China, Rhea Ripley, Cora Jade, Io Sky, Jade Cargill, and of course the woman putting her title up for grabs, Scarlett. So far, no eliminations. Each woman trying to do as much damage as she can. Caden Carter, the first one eliminated from this match. And there goes Fallon Henley. Oh wait, Caden Carter. And there goes the Queen. Dag Nabbit and also Yay Nabbit.
Julia has been eliminated. Tatum Paxley has been eliminated.
Double elimination, and we are now down to 3. Bianca Belair, Bayley, and Gigi Dolan. KOD by Bianca Belair. And with Gigi Dolan eliminated, we are now down to 2. Bianca Belair and Bayley. The EST versus the role model. KOD delivered by Bianca Belair. Will that be enough? It looks like Belair's not done. I know she's trying to do as much damage as possible, but at this point it's almost just showboating. A second KOD. And there it is. And it looks like both of the Power Buff girls are headed to the chamber. One in singles competition and one in the actual chamber. Well, with that, we move right along to our next match, which is the 8-man over-the-top rope battle royal to determine the new number 1 contender to the RWF Heavyweight Championship.
If you're feeling lonely today, come along and throw your cares away. We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never ever end. friendship that'll never ever end. If you're feeling lonely today, come along and throw your cares away. If you're feeling lonely today, come along and throw your cares away. We're really glad.
The following is an 8-man battle royal. Making his way to the ring, representing New Catch Republic from Dudley, England, weighing in at 175 pounds, Tyler Bates.
And Tyler Bate of New Catch Republic, starting this heavyweight championship #1 contender battle royal off.
From Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins.
Now, I know what you may be wondering. I thought Rollins couldn't dress weird anymore. Well, it turns out that the reason Seth Rollins has been out of action for so long is he's actually been following a lawsuit. A lawsuit against Cody Rhodes and RWF that he unfortunately won, which earned him the right to go back to dressing however he wants to dress. Well, are you ready to go to war? Because you better be. Ivar's here, and he is looking to win. And the very definition of this channel, Ramblin' Rabbit, the Rabbit, Eric Rowan, makes his way to the ring. Of course, representing the White Six. I mean, come on. The guy in the giant rabbit mask, if he becomes our heavyweight champion, I mean, come on, it's the Rabbit Wrestling Federation here on J Rabbit 87. Come on.
St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 295 pounds, the Viper, Randy Orton.
Former RWF heavyweight champion, the Viper, Randy Orton, slithers his way down to the ring. comes a guy who hasn't really done much here in RWF, but he's someone that we've been told that we need to keep an eye out on.
From Manchester, England, weighing in at 260 pounds, the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith.
Former RWF heavyweight champion in his own right, the second ever heavyweight champion. Of course, taking the title away from Kevin Owens and losing it, I believe, to Roman Reigns. We'll see if the British Bulldog can take the first step to recapture the gold.
And their opponent from Silsbee, Texas, weighing in at 362 pounds, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
The world's strongest man, Mark Henry, who made his debut a few months ago, looking to turn RWF into his own Hall of Pain, and he'd love nothing more than to start his way to the top here tonight. And as he's made his way to the ring, betting has started, so feel free to get your vote in now. One of these 8 men will go on to the Elimination Chamber to face off against the current champion, Ludwig Kaiser. That didn't count. And Ivar, the first one eliminated from this match. Oh, Seth freaking Rollins may have won his lawsuit, but he did not win this match. Well, we kept an eye on him and we watched him lose. Oh, I dig it. Eat. Well, so much for my wanting the Rabbit guy to win. And with that elimination, we are now down to 3 competitors. Tyler Bate, Randy Orton, and the British Bulldog. And now we are down to 2. Little showboating going on there by Randy Orton. Cheering for Tyler now. Classic airplane spin. Made me dizzy just watching it. Tyler Bate continuing to hang on, and this might be it, and it is.
Here's your winner, Tyler Bate.
Well, it looks like in Australia, the British and the Germans are going to collide as Tyler Bate will go on to face Ludwig Kaiser for the RWF Heavyweight Championship.
Dead man walking. You've done it now. You've gone and made a big mistake. And I can't allow you to think you can just walk away. So turn around and face the piper you're gonna pay. 'Cause the end is now. This is gonna
I can accept this. He's one of El Grande Americano's minions right now.
be a cheap shot. That's the way that you play the game. I was blindsided. Things will never ever be the same. Nice guys, it's that they always finish last. But badasses always kicking assholes' ass.
All right, coming up next is our. Coming up next is our main event of the evening, the Men's Championship Showcase. Coming up next. And here he comes, one half of the men's tag team champions, and actually a man who has won the championship showcase in the past as men's tag team champion. Will he be able to do it again and continue to be the champion among champions? Or will another champion grab that title? here he comes fresh off of his victory over John Cena, the new RWF United States Champion, El Grande Americano.
Representing Team Hardcore from Amarillo, Texas, weighing in at 247 pounds, the Pure Honor Champion, Terry Funk.
Well, at Toronto Throwdown, it was a bittersweet night for this man. He was unable to capture the men's tag team championships. However, he was able to successfully defend the Pure Honor Championship against Triple H at an Elimination Chamber. He goes on to defend the title inside the Elimination Chamber match against the likes of The Miz, CM Punk, Omos, Razor Ramon, and Booker T. More so voting for the Pure Honor itself? Fair.
From the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 350 pounds, the Intercontinental Champion, the Samoan Bulldozer, Umaga!
Of course, the Intercontinental Champion Umaga set to face Akira Tozawa.
And representing Imperium from Hamburg, Germany, weighing in at 220 pounds, the Heavyweight Champion, Ludwig Kaiser.
And here he comes, fresh off of his successful title defense. But now he's got to look towards the future where he will face Tyler Bate. We saw him earlier in losing fashion. Now he looks to kind of regain his composure by proving that he's the champion among champions. Alright, as Bray Wyatt finishes up his entrance here, betting has, of course, already been started. Our 6 men's champions, our 6 men's champions in the ring all at once, all battling for pride and honor. The ability to call themselves the champion among champions. And much like how it was in the earlier offset, there are no disqualifications, there are no rope breaks, there are no ring count outs. You eliminate your opponent by either pinfall, submission, or knockout, which can happen anywhere in the arena. The last man standing will win the match and be declared the champion among champions. Earlier we saw Rose Holland, one half of the women's tag team champions, claim the women's champion among champions title. Uncle Howdy has already had that title. Can he win it again, or will one of the other champions reign supreme here tonight? Neckbreaker into the cover. Oh, no. El Grande Americano stays in this. And Terry Funk's got the spinning toe hold locked in. He believed. And our heavyweight champion is the first one eliminated. Oh no. Never mind, I thought the referee was glitching. I know Uncle Howdy trying to take out his own tag team partner. So Uncle Howdy just eliminated Bray Wyatt. And there goes the United States champion. We're down to 3. Howdy, what's going on with you, right? And there goes Terry Funk. We are down to the Intercontinental Champion versus one half of the Men's Tag Team Champions. And that's it.
Here is your winner, Uncle Howdy.
Uncle Howdy gets the win here tonight. Okay, I'm going to show something funny now. Wait for it. All he had to do was believe. Alright, so that was something funny. I think I like it. Like I posted there, I like that they have his old entrance in the game. I think it's funny. I think it's cool, and I might honestly just create somebody just to use it. Um, but yeah, I hope you all have enjoyed tonight. Um, that's epic. I should be live again this coming Sunday with Batman. Um, so I hope you guys will join me for that tonight. For now, we're gonna go ahead and get into our commands. Um, and I'm gonna let you guys go for the evening. As always, we're sponsored by our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He has blessed both me and my wife extremely greatly. We want to make sure that we return his blessings by giving him all the honor, glory, credit, and praise that he rightfully deserves. We also want to say a huge thank you. Thank you to everybody that joins me today. It means so much to me that you guys take time into your busy days to come and hang out with me. Of course, a huge thank you also goes to our supporters, starting with my hashtag wonderful wife Firebird10, our amazing friends Nick and T, our other friends Danny, Sean, and Steve, as well as the two digital artists responsible for our artwork, Amon Wolf of CNH Podcast and Z Fire Incorporated. Thank you all so much. Discord. We have one of those. If you have not joined our Discord and you would like to, feel free to grab that link right there and come join us. We've got tons of chat rooms. That's where important announcements are announced, decisions are decided, discussions are discussed, wrestling results are resulted, chats are chatted, and honestly, we just love to have you there. Another place that we love to have you is over on YouTube. If you'd like to check out our past live streams or highlight videos, you can grab that link right there and come join us. Now, since it is all free, while you're over there, I do ask if you don't mind, give the channel a subscribe, hit the bell icon to keep yourself notified, give the videos a link, and give them a comment because comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. You can also find us over on TikTok where we just post our highlight videos. So if that's what you're interested in, you can use that link to find us over there. Again, since it's all free, while you're over there, if you don't mind, give the channel a follow. Give the videos a heart and a comment because comments are also good for the TikTok algorithm. Last, but certainly not least, a ways to help support the stream right here, right now, if you would like to do so. Always keep in mind that nothing is ever required, but everything is very much appreciated. With that, more information on how you can help the stream is in the chat, so feel free to read that at your leisure, and remember to do only what you're able and comfortable with doing. For tonight, I am JRabbit87, and I hope you... and I hope you all have a very good night.
Thanks so much for joining.